Okay, we are here with Trond Schou, the founder and owner of Nortec Powerboats, and we're on the 420 Monte Carlo. So this is the first version of this model, right? Of this particular style.
This is the first with the outboards. You know, we did 12 units before with inboards, anywhere from the big 1100s to diesel powered. So now obviously now the world goes into the outboard market. So we decided to take this model and make it into the outboard. So this is the first outboard version of the boat.
And I think this was at, right, you had a version of this at the 500, right, the celebration with Mercury Racing? Because I remember kind of a similar type of style, like a European styling to it.
And that's a bigger boat. This one is a 42, and then the one at the Mercury event was 46 feet.
Okay.
It's a bigger beam. So this is a smaller beam. And it's basically the same running surface as the center console is, this 39 and the 40s.
Okay, can you talk about the inspiration for this?
Now we feel that we like to build something for the people that want the same creature comfort that you really do have on the center console, but you have a boat that looks a lot sexier and it doesn't look like a fish boat per se. You know, a lot of people think that center console looks like a fish boat. Clearly they started out as fish boat, but right now everybody put big sound system and it's more like a party boat.
Okay.
So what's interesting with this boat, it has this seating area in front of the console, which makes it very fun for the captain that runs the boat. You can hang out, you can talk to the people, there's really no wind up there. And then we created this window, which is electric. So then if you want more wind, this whole window comes down.
Really?
Yeah, so you can show you here.
So you almost have two barriers to kind of protect you from wind.
See, this window comes down. So. Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? It actually goes all the way down. And then this sun lounge is also electric that comes out going backwards. So then you create more room. You can also an option for a table and all that stuff. We're also going to offer the boat later with a hardtop. And we're also going to offer it with a bow riding system. So then it will have an open bow with bow seating. So more like Lake Havasu and that type of area where the bow rider boats are very popular.
So do you see a lot of people getting the hardtop? Because we were talking earlier that we think this is kind of like a James Bond. It feels like you kind of sit up there and have that same. Do you see that folks might just keep it more of an open concept like this?
Yeah, because this boat also has a big bimini top.
Okay.
So then you can, and the bimini top is really beefy. It's an 1.5-inch stainless steel framing on it, so you can actually run the boat in the 70 to 80 miles an hour with a soft top. But a lot of people like to go into the hard tops, and then we will create that using the same hard top that you see on this boat over here on the 40, and then with gunnel mounted.
Okay. Can you, I know we mentioned it, but your inspiration, did you draw from like your European roots to come with this? Or I mean, what was it, what inspired you guys to move forward with this?
Yeah, this boat was actually inspired because we had a client in Norway, an old friend of Niels, and then he wanted us to build a modern version of the boat. It's called the Monte Carlo. That's actually a brand. And the Monte Carlo brand, that had was this sitting area in front where you kind of center steer it. So that's why we call the boat Monte Carlo. And then obviously with overrunning surface and all that, then we create now a boat that runs really fast and really nice in the water versus the original boat that was built in Europe was really terrible, you know. So
no, I absolutely understand it. But it definitely does have that, you know, that European feel and style. Like it owns the name Monte Carlo. It just feels like it matches, you know, perfectly with it. How long was this? How long was the doing? How long did it take you guys to kind of prototype it, build it, and everything else?
Yeah, so we've been working on it for about 2 years. But like we said, we had, you know, the main part of it from before, but to recreate it for this, we spent about 2 years on it. So now we start getting in the water. But it's a part of our custom division where we build it just a few a year. It's not a mass-produced boat like we do in the other ones. So right now we're doing 2 center console every week.
Okay.
It's our capacity, and then with the custom boats, and we try to put maybe 12 of these into the production line, and then also we have a cat coming out shortly. So we have always something new going on.
So what was and sorry, I'm changing on you. What was the reason to go back in the cat market? You just felt like it was there's some folks that want it, and you guys built a great cat.
Yeah, so we build, when we did the cats, came out in 2000, and we stopped building them in 2007. And then the reason for that was that insurance was out of control for the product liability insurance. So then we decided to, concentrate on the center console market. But now we got that insurance system under control, and we also built a totally different concept cat than the other players,
Yeah.
And the other players are using a twin engine setup, and we're going to do a quad engine, and it's going to be a bigger, more creature comfort. It's going to have a cabin, a little bit different mousetrap than the other guys.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get it. So last question, and back to the power on this one. Always triples? Will there always be 500s on there, or what's
that's a total option. You can do a triple. That's actually the base body is a triple 300.
Okay.
But then you go triple 300, triple 400, triple 500, or you can go quad 3, 4, and 5. So.
Okay.
You have all the different options.
And I'm assuming as you get up a little bit higher, obviously you're getting a little bit more top speed, but it's really mid-range, right? And the punch that comes with that.
Yeah, then I can obviously, if you've been on the boats we had down at the Mercury booth, with the either the 400 or 500, the punch is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I think that, before these boats were all about on-off, you either ran idle or wide open, because none of these boats had any top speed. Now we finally have enough power where these boats go more than fast. So now you see people are knowing more about the acceleration part of it, and a lot of these people probably never ran it wide open.
Yeah.
And that was unheard of a few years ago, where all the boats were like wide open and was still not fast enough. But we also came up with a new bottom design when we started the center console. It's a whole new bottom concept. So I usually call it Generation 3, because original design you had the rocker V-bottom.
Yeah.
Then the rocker V-bottom you stepped the rocker V-bottom, and then the new generation is the whole neutral bottom design, where it's a whole different ride. But running the boat on a whole much longer surface, and you don't run it on the back like in all this. Gives the boat a much better ride in the rough water, and much softer and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's great. Last but least, do you have a starting price for this model yet?
This boat at the show here is 1.5 million, but it depends on the power. You can go a little less or a little more, depends what you
Okay, so right around that range, and then depends on power. So,
yeah.
Okay, it's perfect. Trond, anything you want to add into this that we need to bring in?
No, I think that the concept is, the idea with the boat is to have a boat that does everything that a center console does, but it doesn't look like a center console. It looks a little sexier version of the same idea with the center console, which is extremely popular, obviously. You bring in a lot of people out, you have a good time, you play music. In this one, the kids can go in there, play their video games. It has an enclosed head. It has really all that what you really want in a boat.
So are you just testing a market and seeing if there's a market for it, a little bit both, or I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely a market. We already have people, But like I said, this is a very limited production line, so we can actually custom build the boat. The other boats, we try not to custom build too much, in order to get them out the door.
Do you see this as a U.S. boat? I know you said that, or do you see it going overseas too?
I see this boat would be typical like Lake Havasu with the open bow version. I think that around here with the roof, if in Florida up north, I would probably do the soft top. It's not so hot, but so you kind of use this boat. You can put it wherever you want to use it and build it for that.
Perfect. Well, Trond, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.
It's nice seeing it as always.